Welcome to Albuquerque. Now, I'm just practicing. Because actually I have to say that exactly 18 months from today, right here in Albuquerque, because I'll be giving the opening keynote to the 30th anniversary of Crime Stoppers International, which began in 1976, where? Right here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Fantastic, absolutely. But you may not realize that from that detective in 1976, Crime Stoppers now has 1,200 programs in 17 countries. And as president of International, I'll be giving the opening keynote. Now, I'm not getting paid for it, but they have to listen to me anyway. So, we've got 1,200 programs, 17 countries. Juggling that's my volunteer work. Sherilyn mentioned, I'm actually a broadcaster by trade. I own and operate radio stations and also teach at the University of Wisconsin and Rockhurst University, and also have written and published 3 books. Now, what most people ask is, how do you juggle all of that? How do you get all of those sorts of things done with that kind of a schedule? Well, my schedule's no different than yours. You're juggling just as many things between kids and family and jobs and professional and personal things. We're all juggling these things. So what is it we have to do? Well, I can tell you, it doesn't happen by luck or by accident. It comes from applying the skills and decision-making processes of time management and organization. It means taking a moment to think, just a moment, about what it is you're going to do before you do it. Now, when I come into a company or I teach any class, I can tell you, what I'm teaching from is personal and practical experience. I don't teach from a textbook. I teach from real life. And in fact, I was applying my own time management skills during the break when all of you were running around out there. And before we started today, I was applying the very skills that I teach. It doesn't come from a textbook. It has to come from personal experience. Now, I learned my lesson about making sure I had accurate and practical information at my very first radio job. My first radio job was right fresh out of school. I was 19, and my first job was in a place called Manistee, Michigan. Now, I live in Wisconsin. I know many of you think Wisconsin is near the Arctic Circle, and we take dog sleds to work. Manistee, Michigan is in the upper peninsula of Michigan. They are near the Arctic Circle. I was the 7 to midnight jock, and from 7 to 8, my first night ever on the air, true story, my first night ever on the air, I was having a ball. I was playing my 45s. Do you remember our 45s? Remember those? You don't remember 45s. You're too young for that. No, she's going, don't you put that in a gun? What are you going to do? Remember our 45s? Remember the big hole in the middle? Remember that? We had to put the plastic thing in the hole? Then you remember sometimes we had to tape pennies down on the needle to keep it from bouncing? Do you remember that? Thank God you weren't born in the dinosaur age, okay? I'm playing my 45s and I'm having a ball. So after the first hour of ever being on the air at 8 o'clock, I turned the mic on and I said, what I'd like to do is get my very first winner. And so here, all you have to do is call me here at the radio station, tell me who's singing this next song, and you're my first winner. Now I'm thinking, I'm going to find out how many listeners I really have, right? Call me here at the station, tell me who's singing this song. Call me at... It was my first hour of my first radio job. I didn't know the phone number of the radio station. So you know how you're trying to remember something and how your brain is exploding at the same time? And my mic is on, and I have everywhere what they tell you in radio school, don't have any dead air. Yeah, I've got it everywhere. Call me at... Oh, and I'm frantic, looking for the phone. There's the phone. Oh, call me at 59289, whatever the number was in Michigan there. Call me now. Tell me who's singing this song, and you're my first winner. I turned that mic off, and I went, whew, made it through that one. So the song is playing, and I'm waiting for my hordes of listeners. And the song ends. So I'll start a second song, and I'm waiting for my hordes of listeners. That song ends. And I start a third song, and I'm going, this really sucks. You know how you pick up the phone and see if there's dial tone? And I got, dial tone. Fourth song started, and the telephone finally rang. Stu Casey, WTIQ. Hi, is the answer Waylon Jennings? Yeah, congratulations, you're my very first winner. No, this is the fire chief. You gave out the fire department's phone number. And I looked over at the phone. I had failed to see the little words under the number in case of an emergency. Number there. So I want to tell you, every class I teach, I always ask, are you getting good, accurate information, all right? Because I don't want to be a night jock anymore. It all comes from knowing what those time management organizational skills are. And when I come to your company, I'll tell you what, we're going to go through how to set priorities. How do you know you're really doing the right thing at the right time? We're going to talk about environmental organization. How many of you have not seen the top of your desk since 1980? Carter was president, somewhere there. Okay? All right. What we're going to do, and we're also going to go through how to work with your peers, how to work with your supervisor, how to gain cooperation. In fact, I can even give you the 4-step process on how to get anybody to do anything. Would you like to know that one? It works with kids, and it works with spouses, as long as they're not here today. Okay, but first of all, let's debunk a couple myths. Myth number one, time management is about how to get everything done. Can you get everything done? Of course not. Are you all set to go back to work and you've got a clean desk, all set to go on Monday, everything done at home? Rooms are all painted the way you wanted? No? Laundry's all done? Christmas decorations down? Yeah, you have everything? No, we don't. Myth? It's a myth. Time management is not about getting everything done. Truth. Time management is about doing the right things at the right time. Time management is about doing the right things at the right time. Myth number 2. Who's a perfectionist just like me? I'd rather do the job myself. That way it's done right the first time. I don't have to do it again, fixing somebody else's screw up. All right? Myth number 2. As perfectionists, we think the longer we hang on to something, the better it's going to get. I have a mantra for all of you who are perfectionists along with me. Here's your new mantra. Write it down. Let it go. Let it go. You'll never feel like it. Let it go. We can have a healing service this afternoon if you need one, okay? But just let it go. All right? How many of you would like to be able to just remember things better? If I could remember things better, I'd be more organized. Wonderful book, Dr. John Ratty, called A User's Guide to the Brain. I can give you 3 ways in which to organize information in your mind so that you can remember better. Make it more personal. Make it more practical. For example, I'll give you just the very first one. If you want information to be more meaningful, more practical, write it down. Even if you write it down and never look at it again, you'll remember it better. For example, I travel for a living now. What are the 2 hardest things for me to remember? I travel for a living. What are the 2 hardest things for me to remember? Bears, what city in? No, I love Dallas. Oh, number 1 right here, my room number. It's different every night. It's a different floor. It's a different. So when I go into a room, the first thing I do is find that scratch pad, and I write the room number down. Literally, I write it down and throw it away. The act of writing it down, I don't pin it to anything, okay, so you can find. That's for sure. I was thinking, you pin it. No, I write it down and throw it away, and guess what? That information becomes meaningful. Now, I was talking to a room of 125 ladies who work for the same company, and there was this old lady sitting here, and I said, what's hard for me to remember since I'm traveling? And she looked at me, and she went, your underwear? I got a pretty good handle on that one, you know. I slipped, but, you know, it's pretty good. Second thing, where I parked my car. You know, we walk out the door and you go left or right. I walk out the door and go, oh, no. You know, what did I do at this time? See, that's all a part of how to remember things better. That's a part of organizational skills. It's a part of understanding that no matter what it is you do in your personal life, it's making different choices about how we do what we do. And I teach these skills to the FBI and to Scotland Yard and the Royal Mounted Canadian Police Service, all a part of Crime Stoppers. And it'd be a wonderful privilege to come to your company and teach your staff and management how to make these decisions come alive for you. Now, the 4 steps on how to get anybody to do anything. Number 1, I'm out of time. It's making the right choices at the right time. If I come to your company, I promise you I'll teach you the 4 steps on how to get anybody to do anything. My name is Steve Walrath. Welcome to Albuquerque, and I look forward to being right back here again 18 months from now as we open the 30th anniversary of Crime Stoppers International. Thank you very much.